Good evening, everyone. Welcome to District 63's Mentor Mondays. My name is Stephen Shaner. I will be your host this evening. Tonight's subject, area directors. You want a great job? You want the best job in the district? Area director is it. To tell us more, please welcome our presenter for the evening. She's a past district director, distinguished Toastmaster, Kim Santan.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to join you tonight to talk about one of my absolute favorite subjects, and that is district leadership. Now, a few months ago, we had an overview of all of the roles in district leadership, but tonight, myself and my team are here to talk to you more specifically about the area director role and some of the support roles that we have in the district. So first off, I think it's really important that we talk about the Toastmasters mission. And if I could have a volunteer to read the mission out loud.
I'll do that.
Okay.
We empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders.
Yes, I love this mission because that's really what Toastmasters is all about. And that's one of the reasons why I love district leadership, because it ties very deeply into this mission. Because as a district leader, you are going to learn more effective communication and leadership. So since we're talking about the district, let's talk about the district mission. Can I have a volunteer to read the district mission?
I will, Kim.
Okay, go ahead.
We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence.
Yes, yes. Now, as a district officer, if you are elected or if you are appointed, this is what you will read at all of your meetings to understand and really focus on the district mission. I wanted to start off with this visual for you, because I know when I was a Toastmaster member, which I still am, but I was just a member of my club, I didn't know that there was anything beyond just my home club. I thought that I went to meetings twice a month and that was it. I had no idea that there was anything beyond the club. And so I really like this visual because it shows you that the members are the most important thing. So the members are at the top. The members belong to a Toastmasters club. That club belongs to an area. The area belongs to a division. The division belongs to the district. The district belongs to a region. And then we all make up the worldwide organization of Toastmasters. So there really is more than just your small club. So what district are we in when we're talking about Toastmasters and district leadership? I like this picture because it really does show you that there are Toastmasters all over the world. This is just the United States, but you can see how many different districts are just in the United States. So where are we? We are down here in District 63. So our district makes up 2/3 of Tennessee, a little tiny piece of Southern Virginia, and a little tiny piece of Southern Kentucky. So we are pretty geographically spread all across the state. Here's another picture. If you look at Tennessee, Division B encompasses Knoxville, north into Southern Virginia, the Tri-Cities area and that southern tip of Virginia. Division C is in the Chattanooga area. And then we work like a clock. Division D is outside of Nashville. That's your Franklin, Murfreesboro area. Division E is mostly in downtown Nashville. And then Division F is out in the Cookeville area, and that encompasses the southern part of Kentucky. So I say that to you just so that you're aware that when we're talking about district leaders, we need district leaders all across these different areas to service our members. here's a breakdown of all of the different areas we have. So we're going to need area directors for all of these different areas in order to service our members. So let's talk about the area director role. This is one of my favorite roles because it gets you beyond your club, but you get to support 4 or 5 other clubs within your geographical area. And the best thing about this is that when you visit your clubs, you get so many great ideas. You get ideas from clubs that are doing well and you can bring back to your home club. You can take ideas from your home club or a club you visited to share with another club. So it's just a great opportunity to expand your knowledge of Toastmasters and also being able to network with all of those people. You would have never probably met some of these people if you didn't visit their club. And so that area director role is so key to the success of those clubs. So as an area director, you are that link between the district and the clubs. Okay. You are going to officially visit your club 2 times a year, once in the fall, once in the spring. But of course, the more times that you visit, the better, because you are that direct connection to those clubs. Once you visit those clubs, you do submit an area director report. It talks about how the club is doing in this area, what can we do to help, how are they doing in membership and education and growth. It follows the moments of truth. And so that report will go to the club president, the VPE, and then the district leaders. And that's how we know how the club is doing based on the reports that the area director submits. The area director will hold an area council meeting. So how many of you currently know who your area director is? Okay, I see some hands. How many of you, if you are a club president or VPE, have attended a meeting with your area director? Okay, those meetings with your area director are what we call area council meetings. Those are great opportunities for the club presidents, the club VPEs to get together with other club VPEs in your area. They talk about best practices, things that are going well, maybe some struggles they're having, brainstorming ideas, networking, maybe any special events that they may be hosting together. Those area council meetings are great avenues to work with your clubs. And I'm sure that, Dawn and Stephen will tell you that area directors who have area council meetings typically have stronger clubs in those areas because of the way that they network with them. And then you're going to hold your area speech contests. Hopefully you know that we have 2 contests in the fall, 2 contests in the spring, and those would fall under the area director. Again, this is such a great opportunity to work at a district level and service your clubs. A few other key responsibilities of an area director is making that area success plan. Now, how many of you, by raise of hands, have done a club success plan at some point? Okay, I see some hands. That's great. So it's the same concept. You complete your club success plan, and as an area director, you complete an area success plan. So you use your club success plan to bubble into your area success plan. Well, guess what? After you do your area, the division directors will do their division success plan. And then we have the district success plan and so on. So those success plans are really important so that you can track your progress throughout the year. The district executive meetings, those are held once a month, and they have all of the district leaders across our district meet together. We talk about how things are going in each of the divisions and the areas. There could be an educational session, there's announcements, there could be special speakers. It's a time for you to network with other district leaders across our district. And then we ask that as your term comes to an end, that you help identify and possibly mentor your successor. So hopefully I've convinced you that maybe this is a role that you might want to do. So what qualifications do you have to have? Well, you need to be a member in good standing. And of course I put that there, but you know, some people might think that you don't have to be a member to be an area director. So I don't want to assume that everybody knows that. So you have to pay your dues and be a member in good standing. It is recommended that you serve as a district council member. So that means that you have served at some point as a club president or a club vice president of education. Could you be an area director and not be a club president or VP? You possibly could. There have been people that have done it before, but I would recommend that you serve in one of those two roles first and then serve as an area director. There are some other roles in the district that are also just as important, but they don't have as much direct correlation to the Toastmaster clubs. And this is what I call as our support roles. These support roles are so key to the success of the district. I know when I was district director, there's no way that I could have maintained the whole year without these people in the support roles. So we have your administration manager. That is what we would call the district secretary. They're keeping all of the minutes, the historical data, they're helping to schedule meetings, sending calendar invites, all of those administrative duties that are needed. The public relations. How many of you get those emails every week that have the district newsletter in it, or you see some posts on Facebook? That is all due to our public relations manager. They are in charge of coordinating all the publicity for the district, not only inside our district, but outside to the public. They advertise anything from club training to division area director training, conferences, open houses, all those events that we have are held by the public relations manager. And then they're also out there with our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those social media avenues. The one big thing, in my opinion, of the public relations manager is they need to make sure they understand the brand. We don't want to not have things that are branded or branded inappropriately. So the public relations manager should be up to speed on all of that. The finance manager. This will never be a role that I hold because this is not me. I had to make sure when I was district director that I had a spot on finance manager because I was not very good at this. But they are all about the finances, budgets, planning, approving payments, reconciling bank statements, profit and loss statements, audits, all the things that have to do with numbers and finances fall under the finance manager. It's key to have a good finance manager. So what do you need to do if you're interested in one of these roles? Well, obviously you need to be a member in good standing, like I said. If you're interested in administration, you should have at least a core understanding of how to keep minutes, understanding policies, keeping notes, historical records. Obviously, finance should have some basic understanding of accounting and bookkeeping, and public relations should have the understanding of public relations. So what's in it for me? I'm going to turn it over to Dawn Biddick, who served in district leadership also, to talk a little bit about if I serve an area director or a support role, what do I get out of it? So Dawn?
Thank you so much, Kim, and it's good to see everybody on the call tonight. I must admit, much like Kim, area director was my favorite role as well. And after I served in the district trio, I was asked to apply for a region advisor role. Kim talked about the regions. And when it was explained to me that the region advisor role was like an area director on steroids, I couldn't say no to it because I just love being an area director. I'd like to ask a question to everybody on the call. From my experiences talking to people in different districts, what do you think is the #1 reason why a Toastmaster is willing to serve in a district leadership role, especially an area director role? So if anyone would like to take themselves off of mute and answer that, the #1 reason why they say yes.
Because you need it for your DTM.
Exactly, exactly. And I've come to learn that I think the reason that that's the #1 purpose for serving in a role is because most people don't know what's in it for them. They don't know the benefits that they will receive by serving in a role, especially area director, because that's generally the first district leadership role people take. Imagine if we could let all of our Toastmasters members know what's in it for them before they take that role. Too often I hear area directors serve a year in that role only to say at the end of the year, oh, wow, now that I know what to do, I want to serve another year. Or if I'd had known that it was this much fun and I gained so much from this, I would have done it years ago. So let's talk about what is in it for people who serve in district leadership roles. And again, kind of focusing here on area director a little bit, but they can apply to all the district leadership roles. Kim talked about the responsibilities of an area director, but let's talk about what an area director gets out of by serving in those capacities. Let's talk about, I'll give you a couple examples and I'd like to open it up. Let's talk about the area councils that Kim talked about. Some of the things that I gained from organizing and running a district or a area council, it enhanced my facilitation skills. It enhanced my time management. I was able to network and learn from others in other clubs than I was in. And some of the ideas I took back to my club. We shared ideas, we shared lessons learned. I'll tell you a really quick story about an idea that I took back to my club. I visited a club one time and they had an eye counter with one of those old hotel bells on her desk. And every time somebody said a crutch word, they ring the bell. It really brought awareness to people who were using crutch words. And I thought, I'm going to bring that back to my club and see what they think of it. They agreed to let me use it at one meeting. Do you know that our crutch words dramatically decreased during that meeting because nobody wanted to hear that bell? But do you know what happened after the meeting? Everybody at the meeting said, we don't want to use that bell again. We did not like having that bell. But you know what? It was an idea that I heard from another club. We tried it, it worked, but we weren't comfortable with it as a club, so we didn't use it anymore. But that's okay. I learned that from another club. We tried it out. It just didn't work for our club. Other things that I learned from being an area director, and let's talk about serving in a leadership role in general. I was like Kim. For my first 5 years, I didn't know there was anything outside of my club. But once I got into leadership, I got to learn all of the, if you call it, the inner workings of the district. My knowledge of Toastmasters increased dramatically, and I was able to bring that knowledge back to my club and all of the clubs that I worked with as an area director, all of the area directors I worked with as a division director. It made me, I hope, a little bit more credible in the things that I was saying. And I learned about the organization. And much like Stephen Shaner, I didn't let it stop at the district. I went beyond the district because of that. So I'd like to take a pause here. And anyone else who has served in a district leadership role, if you would like to share something that you wish you knew going into that role, what you would have gotten out of it, and maybe have done it sooner. Anyone else have anything else that they enhance themselves with?
I got something done.
Absolutely.
I served a couple of times as an area director. My first time in District 62, that's Michigan. I was under the assumption that I was a successful area director if I could click or check all the boxes on the area director report. That was my measurement of success. It isn't. The measurement of success is being there for your clubs and looking for those things where you probably can't honestly put a check mark, but help them get there. I also learned that if you want to bring the true value of Toastmasters to your clubs, you must first learn to connect with the members, because you walk in, you've taken someone else's place as an area director that may have connected well or got along well, and all of a sudden you're walking in. It's not that you're the manager, you're a leader to help them grow as fellow leaders. So you get to know the clubs, and even if they do a few things that just isn't quite kosher, you have to keep quiet for a little bit until you get to know people. That's why going to clubs more than once is key. Get to know your members, you build that trust, then they'll listen to you because they know you have their best interest at heart. I'll be quiet so someone else can answer.
No, Paul, I appreciate that. And you hit two of the other things on my list here. One, doesn't it feel good to
Mhm.
help others? You get that warm, fuzzy feeling. The other thing that I loved about being an area director and visiting other clubs also was to get to learn the personalities of those clubs. Our club, my home club at the time, we were very serious about providing our speakers with the best evaluations we could. So our focus was evaluating. Well, one of the other clubs in the area that I didn't know ahead of time, their focus was contest speaking. And so I thought, oh my goodness, how can we bring these two clubs together to have one club help the other learn about contest speaking and the other club help the other club learn about evaluating and improving. So you can do all kinds of things by that networking. So thank you, Paul. Would anyone else like to share something else that you got out of serving in a role?
I have one, and I'm kind of stealing this from my mentor because he's the one that got me to watch for this. It's extemporaneous speaking.
Mm.
You know, you might think you're good at table topics, but you've only been practicing in front of, you know, your friends that you've been club mates with for months or years. But if you have to go and visit other clubs who have different cultures, different inside jokes, you've got an entirely different audience now to speak with, to answer questions and respond to feedback, and make suggestions. So it's some of the same benefits of, say, doing a contest where you get a different audience, but I think this is a bit deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the sake of time, I will continue, but I do want to touch on a point that you just said, Nick, contests. What I learned as an area director is event planning,
Mm.
contest planning, how to organize things, how to bring people together, how to put the right people in the right positions to succeed in those events, in those contests. Absolute benefit there. And the last one I'm going to leave you with, and this is one that is near and dear to my heart, and I know it is Kim's as well because we've talked about it. In any role that you serve, don't try to do everything yourself. So one of the things I learned was building a team as an area director and in all the other leadership roles that I served in, how to build a team to help you and the district succeed. For example, on an area director team, you could have somebody who's working with clubs with program quality, club excellence. You could have someone else on your team looking for new club opportunities in your area, et cetera, et cetera. So don't try to do everything yourself. Learn how to build teams, and that brings more people into the fold of future leadership as well. So I will leave it at that. Needless to say, there are a lot of other reasons why people should consider district leadership and what you get out of it. You see that word cloud on the screen there. I didn't touch on probably 75% of those, but a lot of reasons why to serve and a lot of reasons why you benefit from serving in a leadership role.
Yeah.
So Kim, I will turn control of this back over to you.
Thank you, Dawn. Well, I know Dawn and I, we could sit here and even Stephen, Nick, and tell you all day about all of the benefits of being an area director, why you should do it and all of that. But I thought it would be important that you hear from somebody that is currently serving as an area director. So I've asked Monica Thomas, who's our Area 62 director. That's in Division F, which is, you know, the Cookeville area north of that and then to Southern Kentucky. So Monica, I'd like to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be able to share my experience thus far in this role. I've been in Toastmasters since 2010, and I was one of those. I felt like my club was the world. I was in a club with great members, Mount Juliet Toastmasters in Area 63, and I was soaring. Amazing mentors. And then one last fall, my name was selected, and then I moved into this position. I tell you, I felt some kind of feeling. I felt a little sad. I felt like I was, in a sense, being led, I won't say pushed, led into something, whereas I was so comfortable in my home. However, little did I know that I was actually being stretched. And I had to be stretched because I have grown so much in my home club that it was time for me to put those things into use. I wish, and please excuse me, I'm here at my daughter's scouting program, so there are girls. I wish that I could say something different other than what Dawn has said and everyone else, but I can't. So let me say this, everything that everyone has just mentioned about what you get out of it, I have received that and then some. Maybe I should share a little. I've met amazing people. I don't know if you knew, but there's more people out here in Toastmasters than your club. Relationships, different faces of club character and identity. I'm growing, I'm learning, but I have to say the most amazing thing about serving in this position is being a help to someone else, let alone a club. Now, you may think my expressing myself and my diction may be a little theatrical, but I'm just this way. I grew up in the East, so I overpronounce everything. But I hope that you will hear in my voice and tone the sincerity. I have an amazing mentor. Ahmad is my mentor, and he sees the hunger. It's amazing. He sees the hunger and he's willing to help me stretch more. I'm enjoying this role in learning and serving so much that I've already put my name in the hat to do it again one more time. I am grateful for the opportunity to serve again, new clubs and clubs that have been here forever. It's amazing. So again, the growing, the relationships, the connections, and the ability to learn and grow is my testimony, and it is my truth, and I'm standing on it. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you, Monica. I love it. I love it. That is the truth. I tried to get Monica to move up into division director, and she wanted to serve as area director again, and I fully support that. I love it. I love people that are willing to serve. Now, we threw a lot of information out to you. I don't expect that you'll remember all of that. So I did want to just give you a little bit of resources that are there right at your fingertips that you can review. So if you go to the Toastmasters website under Leadership Central and under District Leader Tools, There's a lot of information about the area director role. There is also the district leader handbook. This is just, if you're serving as a club leader, you have the club leader handbook. This is exactly the same thing, but it talks all about the district leaders' roles and responsibilities. And it gives you a sample of the area director report and all of the good information. And that is free for you to download. As long as you log in as a member, you can go ahead and download that. So that would be some fun reading for you if you're interested. So what's your next steps? So the area director and all of the support roles are appointed roles. So what that means is in April, we will have our annual business meeting. And that business meeting, our trio and our division directors are elected. Once that election is over, the district director-elect will then begin to appoint the area directors and the support roles. So it's his or her responsibility to get all of those roles filled before the start of the year, which starts on July 1st. Now, myself and my team, we are the district leadership committee. We are responsible for vetting out candidates for these positions, which is why I'm here to share with you tonight. So if you're interested in serving in an area director or a support role, feel free to email me and I will send you the necessary paperwork. If you're watching this video at another time, at a different year, then I would reach out to your district director and find out who is the district leadership chair. But even so, if you email me, I'm sure I'm going to be able to help you, because I could sit here and talk about district leadership all night long. It's one of my passions to help people serve in leadership. So I'm always happy to help. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just open it up for any type of questions or comments that you may have.
I have a quick question. Has it always been the case that area directors were appointed, or did we at times elect? Or
as far as I know, we have never elected area directors. They're always been appointed.
Cool.
Kim, if I might add something.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. And Stephen may have experienced this as well as a region advisor, but I actually met district leaders in other districts that elected area directors. Most of them will appoint them, but I have met some people in other districts that do elect them on their own because they have so many. They have so many volunteers.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Nick.
Nick, if you can round up some volunteers for us, we'd be more than happy to have an election.
Yeah.
Yeah, solve one problem at a time, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
We had actually talked about it because we had a membership base in our district of over 5,000 members. So we always had a lot of candidates. We had, when I was district governor, we had 58 areas, but we always had a lot of candidates. And we actually talked about that a few times, as electing it rather than appointing. We never went down that road, but it was discussed. But I have seen other districts that do elect their area directors.
Man, that would be great. Sign me up. I'll help run that. That'd be great. Anyone else have any questions?
As Dean, one comment I would have to make about being area director, that's when you, whether you come out of a corporate club or if you come out of a local club that is supporting the community, you find that they operate very differently. And until you get into the role, you learn an awful lot by being involved as an area director, the differences and the different personalities. Before I became area director, when I was still president, the first thing I did was just go and visit clubs, not even in my area, and just traveled around. Whenever I was in a different city, I'd go visit a club. And I would then find little ideas, find things that they do well, whatever it is. My goal was every time I went to a meeting to find one thing that a club does well and bring it back. Now, not all of those ideas work because they just don't work within the personality of the club. Let's just say that sometimes people already have desired way to run things. But that experience, as Don mentioned earlier, that's a little something that you try it and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But you never know until you try to see how it's going to work and what things are going to make your club better. And that's really, I think for me, that's what an area director role is, to make your clubs better.
Mhm. Yes, thank you, Dean. Dean is also one of our current area directors, and so is Nick. So thank you.
Hey, Kim, just a suggestion for anyone considering being an area director. If you can find someone that will personally mentor you, hopefully that's been there before as an area director or a division director, that goes a really long way.
Mhm.
One of the area directors from last year called me up earlier and asked, because he knew that I had done it a couple of times, he had asked for some advice. It was a short-term mentoring thing. I told him the first thing that you want to do is, as soon as you get your list, and that comes the year before, and you'll get that in training, but to start those visits as soon as you can, because that year goes by so fast. And at least introduce yourself so they know who you are, and then follow up at least one other time during that term, maybe more. See, some clubs are going to need more visits than others, but they all deserve your attention. And don't give up on the opportunity, and don't give up on creating those area councils. Not every area has them. Not every district really pushes them that much. But that is so key when you need to find people to help you with contest. If you have those area councils together, it makes your life so much easier. But if you're even thinking about being an area director, please consider it. It is by far the best role in Toastmasters because you get the best of everything and you truly get to add value to others. So if any of you are considering it, give me a call. I'll be glad to spend some time with you. So I wish you well.
Yes. All right, Nick. Yeah.
One other thing that came to mind is, like, I think we all like to help people. And what I've learned at Toastmasters is that leadership is just helping it scale, right? Like, when there's lots of people here, club president or VPE, you're helping your entire club now instead of helping yourself in Toastmasters. Well, being an area director just means you get to help 3 to 5 clubs instead of just the one now. And it's a great way to grow as a leader and as someone who just likes to help.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Nick. Agreed. Agreed. All right. Any final thoughts before I turn it back to Stephen? I put my email in the chat in case you didn't catch it off the screen. I hope to hear from lots of you tonight. But seriously, if you're still on the fence and you want to set up time, I'm happy to set up just a private Zoom call with you just to kind of chat, talk about, what you want to talk about and see if you're a good fit for the role with your time and schedule. The one thing I do want to point out is, right now we have all these different areas, and every spring, Stacy, who's our district director, forms a committee to look at all of our district and how many areas we need to have in each division and how many clubs we need to have in each area. So that process is going on right now and will be revealed at the spring conference at the business meeting. So if you're currently, let's say you're currently in area 50, well, maybe you'll be in 50 this year, maybe you'll be in 51. It just all depends on where that realignment goes. But when the district director appoints the area directors, they try to align them as best they can to what geography you need with your home club as one of them, what works with your schedule, etc. So if that's a concern, we can definitely still put you as an option And then you can have that conversation with the district director-elect after that business meeting. All right, I will turn it back to Stephen.
Thank you so much, Kim, Don, and Monica. Great job. I think that's the best job in the district, being an area director. And if you haven't done it, jump in and do it. You will have a good time. You'll learn a great deal. You'll get the opportunity to do a lot of things that you probably have never done before. And I'll reiterate, get yourself a mentor. There's plenty of us out here that would be happy to mentor you along and help you out. So some great stuff tonight. Let's see, upcoming sessions for Mentor Mondays. Next week, March 8th, we have Zoom training with Dean.
No, not just Dean. We have Sarah Beth and Nick.
Okay, so
Also,
Dean,
that
Sarah
is
Beth,
correct.
and Nick. We have a trio of presenters next week.
That's right.
And will it be the same three on the 15th?
It will not be.
Okay,
Still-
so, but we have a
just Nick.
videography training on that week if you want to learn how to set up your Zoom station for lighting and
just
your
like
cameras.
yours.
Yes, indeed. March 22nd, that's our special Mentor Monday, promoting and marketing your club with Lance Miller, who was a 2005 world champion of public speaking. We're excited to have him come visit us. And I've heard him give this presentation on many occasions, and it is worthwhile. So if you know anybody out there that doesn't have enough members, or maybe everybody has enough members in their club, I don't know. I kind of doubt that's the case. So if you know of any clubs that need some members, this will be the session they will want to attend, no doubt about it. Anything else for the good of the district? Stacy, anything?
You might want to announce something about the spring conference and what we're still looking for.
I will let Madi do that. Madi?
Well, we are looking for some talented individuals to participate in our district talent show. So if you have a talent, please contact Stephen Shaner. Stephen, if you can put your email address in the chat, and we would love to have you in the talent show. We're also looking for some speakers for SMEDX. Now this is a knockoff of TED Talks. So if you like to speak at the district conference, please get again with Stephen Shaner, the education chair of this conference. But the conference should be really exciting this year. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of good speakers, and we're going to learn a lot. So remember, April 22nd through 24th, leave those dates open.
I also still have some openings for educational sessions. So if you're interested in giving an educational session, we can use some help there as well. So let me know, educational sessions, SMEDXs, or if you have a talent that you would like to share, we'd love to have you participate and help us out in our conference. Thanks, Madi. Kristen, anything from you?
No, I'm actually really good. We have got a couple of clubs that look like they're going to be chartering one hopefully this week. Very excited about that. And everybody come out and root for our Rotary Toastmasters. They're going to be meeting, they meet every other Monday night. So it will be next Monday that Rotary Toastmasters will meet. Just reach out to me if you would like to have the Zoom link and come out and cheer them on.
All right, excellent. New clubs. That's a good thing. We like to hear that. So congratulations on your hard work. Anything else?
Yes, this is Jabbar. I'm going to do my weekly announcement. So as always, for Division D and E is having our speech contest the last Saturday of this month, March the 27th at 9 a.m. We're going to be connecting tomorrow evening. I'll put some time with the area directors tomorrow to meet so we can walk through the logistics of that. But March the 27th, Division D and E will be having our speech contest.
Okay, excellent.
And Stephen, this Saturday is Area 52's contest. We have one club participating in the speech and two clubs participating in table topics. So if anybody'd like to come and be an audience member, please do. The briefing is at 10. The actual contest is at 10:30.
Do you have enough help?
I believe I do.
Okay.
If I don't, I will let you know.
Please do.
When will this recording be available to everyone? Oh, it's on.
I will transfer it over to my Dropbox in the morning once it gets converted to MP4, and then Madi takes it from there. So,
I just saw Madi's message. So cool. Thank you.
okay, excellent. Okay, anything else? All right, thanks everyone for giving up a little time on your Monday. We have such a good time here, and it's so much fun to see everybody's face and to learn from each other and to grow. Thanks for joining us, and hope to see you again next week.